Alright, sorry about the jet plane noise, you're just going to have to deal with it. I'm going to go over your review with you one more time. We've done this in class, but I wanted you to have access to it so you could hear it again and again. On number 1, you have a polynomial plus another one. All you really are doing here is adding like terms. These parentheses could be gone, and you would do the same thing, combine like terms. So if it helps you to highlight with similar colors, put boxes, squares, or circles. On number 2, subtracting is more difficult. You are subtracting this. So you can see I wrote minus 2x to the third. You're subtracting negative 9x squared. Minus a negative would be a plus, and then you're subtracting the 2. Highly suggest you write these all out with their opposite sign, is basically what happens when you distribute a negative through there, and then you can treat it just like you did this one and combine like terms. On number 3, you can work this a couple of different ways. What I did is I just kind of distributed the x times the 2x squared to get 2x cubed, x times 7x to get 7x squared, x times negative 3 to get negative 3x, and then distribute the 3 times all 3 terms, and then combine like terms. You can set these up vertically, so you could write the x plus 3 underneath and multiply like you would 123 times 12 or something like that. So both strategies can work. This one is showing the distribution. FOIL. Anytime you have a binomial times another binomial, you use FOIL. FOIL stands for first, outer, inner, and last. So first term of this times first term of this gives you 8x squared. Outside is going to be 4x times a positive 5, so that's a positive 20x. Inside is a negative 3 times a 2x, that's a negative 6x. And last is a negative 3 times a positive 5, so that's a negative 15. Combine these middle like terms, that's where that 14x comes from, and you are finished. And I'm talking kind of fast, but if you need to go back, listen again, you can. This is a square of a binomial. So my suggestion is to write the binomial out twice and then use FOIL. And that would be the same process we just explained in number 4. On 6, first thing you can do is distribute. Multiply the 2 by both of these terms, multiply the negative 7 by both of these terms. After that, you simply combine like terms. Alright, here's the vocab part of the test. So you need to know that this has 1, 2, 3 terms. That makes it a trinomial. And then the degree of any polynomial is always going to be the exponent on the leading term, as long as they're written in the proper order. Basically, it's the highest exponent on any variable in the polynomial is the degree. The degree tells you how many solutions you would get if you solve this. Same thing over here. This is only 1, 2 terms, which makes it a binomial. Its degree is the third power. The exponent, the highest exponent on any of the variables in this polynomial is a 3, so it's a third degree. If we were solving something like this, it would have 3 answers, 3 zeros, 3 x-intercepts, 3 solutions would all be vocab terms for that. On 9 and 10, this is a trinomial. Here's where you kind of need to think through your flow chart. If it is, you look for a GCF. When there is none, that's the first thing you need to do every time is look for a GCF. If there is none, a trinomial is going to factor down into 2 binomials. Put your parentheses in each. What goes in the front of each is going to multiply back together to give you the first term. What goes in the last of each needs to multiply to give you the negative 2. And then your outside and your inside will be like terms. They will be combined to get you this middle term. You can always check yourself by foiling this back together. Be very careful and make sure you are checking. Same with this one. Look for a GCF. There is not one. It is a trinomial. Go ahead and put your 2 sets of parentheses down. What times what gives you x squared? X. So put an x in the front of both. Now you need to find factors of 48 that can give you a 16. So you could list those out if needed, or you might sometimes just be able to think through, 4 times 12 will give me 4 times 12 will give me 48, and when I add those together, that will give me a 16. Foil it back together to check. that is it for the first page.